guys, it's Sarah. So I'm about to get started on my October Sketches in Time design team assignment, and this is the sketch that we are going to be using this week. So the first thing I thought of when I saw the sketch was like with these butterflies down here, I have a cut file that I got from Crafty Jen Scow, and I will leave a link down to her website below. But I got this cut file from her that were falling hearts, and I wanted to use that cut file with this picture of my husband and myself on one of our date nights. And I wanted to use this cut file with that picture. So what I did, it's called Falling Hearts, like I said, and this is supposed to be like to cover the whole 12 by 12, but I resized it to make it 6 inches tall. So it's only going to cover the bottom half, just like the sketch right here. And it's going to go across the whole thing. And then I will do my layering and stuff on top. Now you're not going to be able to see all the hearts. I'm going to have my picture on top of it, most definitely. And then another inspiration I'm going to be taking is from this Amy Tangerine Scrapbook Trends magazine, and something that she does a lot on her pages is hand stitching. And I had seen a layout, like she does a lot of these things here where she'll hand stitch a quote. And so that's what I'm going to do on mine. And I want to do, I think I'm going to do You Are My Sunshine. I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to be able to put on here. We're going to see how much I can make work, but I'm trying to see if I can find another one because she does this quite a few times. And I know there's at least one other one in here that made me stop and go, that would be really cool just to do a really large title that's hand stitched like that, but it's also a quote. So that's what I'm planning to do on this one. This has a big quote as well. It's not stitched, but she's going with like big quotes for her titles. So I really was drawn to that when I was flipping through here looking for some inspiration to use with this kit. This is the one I was talking about. So see how it's I hope you can see how it's hand stitched. But she just wrote it out in pencil and then stitched over it. So that's what I'm going to do with my title for this one here. And I am going to be using my Victoria Marie Make the Kit Scrapbook Class kit that I use, which is also Amy Tangerine from her Yes Please line. So I'm going to be using that for here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. A lot of this will be cut out, especially like backing the photos or backing the hearts with paper and stitching and all that. I won't make you sit through all that because it's going to take me a while, but I hope you enjoy it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get started with picking a background paper to go on the top half of my page here. The lower half I'm going to keep white, and I'll be backing with some pattern paper, but I do want to put something up on top there to start kind of the foundation for the top part and the embellishments. And I'm going through my Amy Tangerine Yes Please paper pad here, and I'm just trying to see what jumps out at me. I'm also needing to do something a little bit kind of neutral because I'm going to be hand stitching on it, so I want it to pop on there. I don't want it to get lost. So this one really jumped out at me, and I'm going to use this one. And it jumped out at me because it has some design on it already, and that's something that I can kind of cradle my stitching around and do my stitching on the blue parts of it versus the floral parts. So I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to cut it down to make it fit there. I think right now I'm asking my daughter to bring me a pencil because I don't have one on my desk and I don't want to get up. So yeah, she brought me a pencil. She's awesome. All right, so I marked where I need to cut. So I went ahead and cut that part, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it down. And that is going to kind of start the foundation for the top part of my layout here. And I really like that because the paper kind of does some of the design work for me, so it's kind of nice. Okay, so I'm kind of evening it out right now because sometimes I just don't get stuff on straight and I just kind of have to fix it afterwards. All right, so now I'm going to start putting some stuff behind my picture. I'm using a whole bunch of scraps on this layout from the Amy Tangerine paper pad that I just used. And these are all just scraps from leftovers on what other layouts I've done. So I went ahead and put my picture on that cut apart sheet, and I'm just kind of making it a two-tone matte. And then I don't know what else I want to put behind it quite yet. I do know I'm going to put some of this gold washi tape. I got this washi tape at Hobby Lobby, and it's just gold and glittery. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to do that and then put my picture down right there. I'm going to go ahead and mark where my picture is supposed to lay so that I can go ahead and start working on my title. And I'm using a pencil, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of a cursive. And I got it down there, so I'm happy with that. It took me a couple times to get to where I was happy, so I cut a lot of that out. Now I'm taking my paper piercer and my Amy Tangerine mat, and I am just poking holes all along my handwriting there. And now my holes are poked, and I am ready to start stitching. So I'm going to pick a color. I'm going to use blue for You Are My, and then for Sunshine, I'm going to go switch to a yellow. I do all that off camera, and I kind of decided on the yellow as I was stitching. So, but You Are My will be in this kind of a turquoise, and then the Sunshine is kind of a dark yellow. So I'm threading my needle. I'm using 2 pieces of thread to stitch, and then my washi tape's coming up on the back, so I'm just going to put some tape there. And then I'm going to start stitching. Some people do knots when they're stitching. Good for them. I cannot do knots at all, so I use tape. It's just easier for me. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch my title, and there it is, all completely done. And I'm really, really happy with it. All right, so if you want like tutorials on hand stitching, I would just look that up on YouTube, because it's really hard to explain while it's happening unless you're doing a specific tutorial on it. But there's tons of videos that you can watch where people actually walk you through all the steps. All right, so now I'm looking through my scraps here, and I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to put behind my picture so I can kind of do some layering. I want to go ahead and get this part done first before I start backing my hearts, because I need to know which hearts are going to be covered up, so I'm not going to waste my time backing them. All right, sorry about my camera. My dog was actually sitting right beside me on the floor when I was scrapping, and he was kind of leaning up against my tripod, and I didn't realize it. But I just have my scraps sitting out here from the kit, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it is I'm going to put back here. I know I want to use that yellow card with the kind of burst on it, and then I have a little piece there that says love with all your heart, so I'm definitely going to use those. And then, oh my gosh, my camera. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't realize he was doing all that. I think it should stop here in a second because I realize he's laying against it, so I make him move. Okay, I have these washi tape strips from Pink Paisley, I believe, and I'm going to use kind of this blue ombre one, and I'm going to put that right underneath my title here, and it takes me a couple times to get it straight, let me tell you. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my layering from there. And that just kind of gives a nice little shelf for my title. Okay, and I am happy with that, so I think I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'm going to go ahead and start backing my hearts. So I'm going to be pulling papers from all these little scraps that are sitting right above my layout there, and I'm going to start backing my hearts, and I really like the way they turned out, but I'm just going to take advantage of all these teeny tiny little scraps and do that. So I'm using my quick dry adhesive, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue all around each heart, and then just stick my paper on top of it, and it works out really, really well. The tricky part is the paper that has font on it, like this yellow one has font on it, so I just have to make sure it's facing the right way and they're not upside down. But I think I did a pretty good job. And I'm trying to cut them down so that they're not overlapping too much, just making some room for everything. So I'm going to put a few down here, and then I'll turn it over and double check and make sure it all looks okay. that there, and then I have a teeny tiny little piece here that I need to cover like a quarter of the heart, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll turn it over and double check it. I like the way it's looking so far, so I'm just gonna keep going, and then this is the completed part. It did take me a little while to get it all done and all that, so I didn't want you guys to have to sit through all that, but really happy with the way those hearts turned out. And now I'm going to finish up my embellishing. I have this little word sticker sheet from Amy Tangerine. That one says, the one on top says Keeper, and then I don't know what the second one says. Let me see if I can peek real quick. You Make Me Happy is what the second one on the bottom there says. And now I'm taking some of these star sequins from Studio Calico. They are a gold star. And I'm going to sprinkle these all over because in the sketch it kind of had some shiny stuff sprinkled among the butterflies. So that is what I'm going to be doing here. And I'm also going to bring it up towards the top just to kind of bring it all together. And I'm going to glue these down off camera, but I don't move them around. So wherever I have them right now is where they're going to be for the final layout as well. But it takes me a while again to do that, so I won't make you sit through it. But this is my completed layout. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to come over to the Sketches and Thyme blog and play along with us, we'd love to see your layouts and your takes on this sketch, and then the other design team members have their own take on this sketch as well, so come check it out. And I will see you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.